Hi friends, this is Yamini Sharma and I welcome you back to my channel The Saffron Box. Today in this video I'm going to be talking about the month of November 2020. What are the important transits and what is going to be the effect of all the important transits on all the 12 ascendants, the 12 signs. So the transits, if we see this month we have Jupiter moving out of Sagittarius into the sign of Capricorn, where it gets conjunct with Saturn, which is sitting in its sign of Capricorn since the beginning of the year. So this is one important transit which is there in the month of November 2020. Now I have already made a video on this, you can go check it out. I've put a link in the video as well as in the description box. Then thereafter we have Sun. A Sun would be moving out of its sign of debilitation, that is Libra, and moving on to the sign of Scorpio. So while Sun moves out of debilitation, it moves on to Scorpio and meets Ketu over there. So Sun and Ketu conjunction is again going to come up in the sign of Scorpio, though it's not a very tight conjunction at the beginning, but conjunction anyways. So then thereafter we have Venus and Mercury having an exchange. Venus is in the sign of Virgo, its sign of debilitation. Mercury is in the sign of Libra, which is Venus' own sign. And Venus and Mercury have an exchange for the majority of the month. And thereafter Venus moves on to Libra by the 17th of November. Then thereafter we have Mars. Mars is in the sign of Pisces, retrograde in motion. We have Rahu in the sign of Taurus, Ketu is in the sign of Scorpio, and Saturn, as we all know, is in the sign of Capricorn itself. So these are the major important transits. The list of festivals, there are a lot of festivals which are coming up, including Diwali. So I've put all that along with the important dates in the description box. You can go have a look there. Now moving on to the effect on all the 12 ascendants, the 12 signs. So I'll begin with the sign of Aries. Pardon my voice, I was down with a cold, so you can feel it in my voice. So anyways, when we see the sign of Aries, we have the ascendant lord, that is the Lagnesh, in the 12th house. Mars in the sign of Pisces. Now that is not a very comfortable position for Mars as such. So this month you feel that your energies might be scattered. Your energies might be frittered away in a lot of things which you don't have control over. So this is something very, you have to be very mindful about the entire month. We also have exchange happening between the 6th and the 7th lords. We have Sun in the 7th house moving on to the 8th house, getting conjunct with Ketu over there. So this is a time where you could find challenges in relationships. There could be clashes because of ego. There could be clashes because of arrogance in relationships. So this month, take care how you manage your relationships, how you're managing people around you, how are you behaving in your marriage. Very important. Those of you who are going through a rough patch in your marriage, I think this is a time where you should be doubly careful. This could be a month where you could actually take some decisions regarding your relationships, regarding your marriage concerns. Those who are married and those who are about to get married as well. So a very important month in terms of relationships. Those who are into any kind of business, I would say that trade with caution for this entire month. Especially, if you have any important decisions regarding your business, take it to the 3rd week or the 4th week. Take your major decisions later in the month. Then Mars is anyways in the 12th, as I said. It's going to be aspecting Venus, which is again trigger point for you to react emotionally, for you to react impulsively towards a lot of people around you. So this entire month you have to be very, very careful regarding your relationships. regarding your business decisions, and manage any kind of aggressive or assertive behavior which you might be having. Then moving on to the next sign, that is the sign of Taurus. So if you see Taurus, you have Rahu in the ascendant, you have Sun and Ketu coming in conjunction by the middle of the month in the 7th house, and thereafter the 5th and the 6th lords are going to be in exchange. So this period could be giving you some kind of discord, I would say, because the 4th lord, that is Sun, is getting conjunct with Ketu in the 7th house. So for relationships, again, this could be a challenging month. There could be some disturbance or discord at home, which you have to be very mindful about, which you have to manage. So keep your ego aside, keep any kind of a sense of pride aside, and stay humble in relationships. You could also feel a little detached. You could also feel like, you could just travel somewhere and be away from people. So that feeling of detachment could actually bother you, or make you look inwards also. So I would take it as a good opportunity to look inwards and switch off for a while. So these kind of feelings could come in. You could feel a little adrift in relationships. So this is a temporary phase. It will go away in some time, but very important for you to manage your feelings and do something which actually gives you a sense of satisfaction. Very important for you, for Taurus ascendant. Children and effort towards children could be a major theme this year, this month in fact. So there could be a lot of efforts which you put towards children's education, towards what they want. They will take up a lot of your time, a lot of your energy as well. So one has to be ready for that, geared up for that. There could be expenditures also which could happen suddenly. So that is something which you should be prepared for. Then moving on to the sign of Gemini. So if you have a Gemini ascendant, a Gemini Lagna, this month I would say would bring in some sort of activity. So all these maybe the past few months have not been so active for you, but this month brings in some travel, brings in some activity at home. So you may find that people are visiting you, or you're visiting people. There could be short-term journeys which you take up, and there is going to be mingling with people around, with your neighbors, with your friends, people visiting you at home. So socially this is going to be an active month. Relationships wise also, you could feel that you're better placed. If there was any kind of an issue with relation to your business or to your venture, this month could actually make you feel positive and look towards the positive side of things. So a good month for you. However, there could be changes related to your job. So those of you who are in a job, in a service, you could find that there is some change. Now when I say change, this change could be a change of your boss, or this could be a transfer, this could be a change in your role within an organization. But you will see there could be some major indications related to changes in your job. So be prepared for that. We also have Mars in retrograde motion in the 10th house. So this is something which actually you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Whatever you do at work, do not be aggressive. So try to keep your temper under control, try to keep your reactions under control at work. So while there are changes, there is also a need for you to manage your relationships or manage your temper at work. So very important for you there. Then we move on to the next sign of Cancer. So if you see Cancer, we have exchange between the 3rd and the 4th lord, that is Venus as well as Mercury. You also have Sun and Ketu conjunction in the 5th house, which is again going to be a very important conjunction for you. So here there could be issues related to wealth. There could be issues related to children, or which could demand your attention, which could give you some amount of dissatisfaction also. So a month where you have to be careful on these two counts. Travels could happen. You could travel out. You could actually get a little more active now as time is passing by. So this is a period of activity. This is a period of travel for you, and not a very satisfactory time when it comes to progeny or children related issues. So if you're expecting, if you're planning to conceive this month, I think this is a challenging month. Take any such decisions sometime later, maybe 1 or 2 months down the line. Or those of you who are expectant mothers, I would say take care of yourself. Go ahead with a lot of medical advice, and take care of your health. That's very, very important. Those of you who are doing any kind of a business or who have their own venture, there could be some relief there. Jupiter is moving on to the 7th house of business, getting conjunct with Saturn. Saturn is sitting in its own house. So if you're looking for a good deal, if you're looking for any new deals, etc., this could be a month where a lot of things could happen, or new opportunities could also come up. So all your hard work could start fructifying from this month onwards. So take care of that and make use of all the opportunities which you might get going forward from this month as well. Then I'll move on to the next sign of Leo. So if you see Leo, your Lagnesh moves out of debilitation but starts getting conjunct with Ketu. So Lagnesh moves out from the 3rd house and moves on to the 4th. Sun and Ketu conjunction, Lagnesh getting conjunct with Ketu here in the 4th house could bring you a sense of dissatisfaction or detachment. So take care of what you want, take care of what makes you happy, and do that. Now this could be time alone, this could be spending time alone with yourself, not interacting too much, or anything which gives you mental happiness, which gives you some time off from other people. Now there could be a very strong sense of feeling a little adrift. So take care of your feelings, take care of whatever makes you happy, do that. There could be some discord at home which also could trigger all these feelings. So some discord, some disturbances could come up. So while this is a very temporary phase, I think you should manage it, be diplomatic, try to manage things around you with your speech, with how you conduct yourself. Take help of your siblings, take help of your neighbors. A lot of things which we come across in our daily lives could get handled well. All these issues could get looked after well if you take help from people whenever you need it. So there could be also a lot of attention which the children grab from you. So this is a good month. There could be good news from the children's side. You could see that children are doing well in terms of their studies or overall career growth, etc., depending on what stage are you in. So a satisfactory month from the children's side, from the progeny side. This is also a month where you could actually brush up a lot of skills. So if you have any old talent, any old skill which you actually want to brush up on, I think take that initiative, take that plunge, and brush up your skills, old skills, any creative art which you have. Then we move on to the next sign of Virgo. So if you look at Virgo, you have Venus in the ascendant itself and the Lagnesh in the 2nd house. So there is an exchange between Venus and Mercury for the initial part of the month, and thereafter Venus moves out of the ascendant into the 2nd house. So this could be a good time for you. This is a very sweet combination because Venus and Mercury are friendly planets, Rajasic planets. So pleasure from your family, pleasure from your family home, the assets which you have, you get to enjoy those assets, you get to enjoy the money which you have been accumulating. So time to enjoy the assets or the money which you have been accumulating, right? So let loose for some time, enjoy and feel entertained also for some time. That is something which could happen for you this entire month. Then there could also be some travel plans which might fructify. There could be expenditure on travel. There could be travel plans which could just come up suddenly. And there could also be chances where any money which was stuck for a long time, which maybe you had lent to somebody else, which was stuck, or some investment which you had done a long time back. Now these kind of things could actually fructify, could mature up, and you could gain from such sources. So stuck money could come back to you. Make use of these opportunities and see wherever you are recovering any money. There could be insurance gains also. So there could be some money which was maybe stuck for a long time, or which was insured. There was some amount which was insured somewhere, and now is the time to get the matured value back. So these kind of things could come up. Your seventh house has a retrograde Mars, so that is something which you have to be a little careful about. So how you deal with your spouse, how your marriage is going, is something which I would say that you have to be mindful about. Otherwise, for Virgo ascendant, this month seems to be good. Then we move on to the next sign of Libra. So for Libra, you have exchange between the first and the 12th lord. So Venus and Mercury, there's an exchange, and then Venus moves out of the 12th lord, comes into the ascendant by the middle of the month. So Lagnesh coming back to its own house, Sun moving out of the first house into the second house. So there's a lot of movement around your first house, around your ascendant. There could be travel plans which could come up. So this could be a month of traveling, of air journeys. You could actually feel a stroke of good luck coming to you. So Lady Luck could shine on you. There could be things which get done because of good luck, because of good fortune. That again depends on the kind of dasha which you're undergoing as well. So if you're undergoing a dasha of Venus, of Mercury, or overall a favorable dasha, these transits could actually help you get very good results as well. So your daily routine gets super active. Those of you who are into sports, in fitness, etc., could actually spend a lot of time over there. This is the time to take care of your health. So take care of what you eat, take care of how you spend your energy, of your daily routine, and be prepared for travel, because there are going to be travel certainly. So moving on to the next sign of Scorpio. For Scorpio, you see Sun and Ketu conjunction is there in the ascendant. Then there's also an exchange between the 11th and the 12th lords. Venus and Mercury are in exchange position. And by the as we move on into the month, by the third week, Venus moves out of debilitation, comes on to the 12th house, its own sign. There is also a retrograde Mars, your Lagnesh, in the 5th house, in the sign of Pisces. So now all these combinations, all these planetary transits actually make you look inwards. You try to figure out what you want, where your energy is going, where are you spending your efforts, and accordingly align yourself to your goals, to your objectives. So this is a month, I would say, wherein you should spend time in introspecting, spend time in looking at realistic goals and making plans to move ahead in future. So maybe in the recent past things have not been very great in terms of results which you're getting. So this could be a time where you could actually just look backwards and see where you've gone wrong, or what kind of issues actually require your attention. So the Lagnesh in the sign of Pisces, your Lagnesh Mars also owns the 6th house. So your daily routine, your daily energy expenditure, how are you spending your energy, is something which you should actually work on. This is not a time to be aggressive. You could find chances where you get a little aggressive with your children. You could get a little impatient with people around you. Now, that is something which I advise strongly against. Then we move on to the next sign of Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, if you see, uh, a very important movement is happening. Jupiter, that is the Lagnesh, is moving out of the sign of Sagittarius into the sign of Capricorn, where it meets Saturn. So this month, on the 20th of November, we have Jupiter's transit out of Sagittarius into Capricorn. Lagnesh moves into debilitation, gets conjunct with Saturn, and a Neej Bhang also happens. So this could actually, trigger in a lot of things which I have talked about in a video which I have made, where I have talked about this transit, etc. So you could feel that whatever efforts you are doing, now you start getting some rewards out of it, right? So whatever you had been putting in, wherever you had been putting your hard work in, now the results start showing to you as well. So visible results come. There are travel plans which could fructify, so you could travel. The ninth lord, that is Sun, is getting conjunct with Ketu in the 12th house, so there could be an air journey, there could be a foreign travel. Those of you who are maybe stuck in some place wanting to travel out, there could be chances of you traveling out somewhere. Property related or land related issues could also take up a lot of your time, and there could be some expenditure on these issues as well. So time to sort out property related issues or land related issues. This could also be a time where whatever you are putting in, you could see some instant results also. So there's an exchange between the 10th and the 11th lord, and uh, Venus moving out of the 10th into the 11th could actually trigger in all this, could trigger in some results, visible results coming your way. Then we move on to the next sign of Capricorn. So for Capricorn, you have Jupiter coming into your ascendant, joining Saturn over there. And this is the important transit for you for this month, wherein two large planets are getting conjunct in your ascendant. So this could actually trigger in, things which take you towards maturity, which make you think over your long-term goals, which make you mature up fast. So that process is beginning this month, and there could be also chances where there could be inheritance issues which come into the limelight. You have the 8th lord, that is Sun, getting conjunct with Ketu in the 11th house. So there could be inheritance issues, there could be matters wherein you have put in a lot of effort over a long period of time, and now you get to see some results. Positive or negative, that is something which I will not comment on, but some results now come to you. Those of you who are into research, those of you who are into any kind of a deep study, could also see some traction happening, could also see some results coming in. So a very important month for you, and a very important period is also beginning for you for the sign of Capricorn if you have an ascendant of Capricorn. This could also trigger in some luck factor which comes into work. So if you were looking at any job opportunity, if you were desiring a particular job opportunity for a long time, I think now with the stroke of luck, things could start moving in your favor. Then we move on to the next sign of Aquarius. For Aquarius, if you see, we have Sun and Ketu conjunction in the 10th house. Then we have an exchange between the 8th and the 9th lords. This could be a period where you should be a little careful at work. So any kind of ego clashes, any kind of aggressive behavior at work could land you into trouble, could land you into trouble with your bosses. So be a little patient and let things go. Do not involve yourself too much into any kind of an office politics or any issue which you can actually stay away from. So stay away, just concentrate on whatever you are doing rather than getting your self involved into matters which could land you into trouble as time goes. So, inheritance related issues could actually come in. There could be a gain from inheritance, there could be gain from insurance. Those of you who are into research, pursuing a PhD or higher studies, there could be important developments happening in this month. Then we move on to the last sign of Pisces. So, for Pisces, if you see Jupiter, which is the 10th lord, moves on to the 11th this month. Jupiter and Saturn are conjuncting together by the 20th of November. Then we also have the 6th lord, that is Sun, conjuncting with Ketu in the 9th house. The 7th and the 8th lords, that is Venus and Mercury, are exchanging places, and then thereafter Venus comes out of debilitation also. So, an important period for you when it comes to relationships, when it comes to business dealings. So, how are you dealing with your spouse? How are you dealing with your business partner is very important this month. So, take decisions which are okay for everybody, which create a win-win situation for everybody around you. So, there could be chances of clashes, or there could be chances of arguments as well. So, whether it is related to your relationships or business related issues, so stay away from arguments and look at creating a very amiable situation for everybody. That is a challenge which you have in front of you. There could also be an argument or a difference of opinion with your father or father-like figures. So I would suggest this is a time to take guidance from your spiritual guru or from anybody who can give you proper guidance, and then move ahead and resolve issues around you. So that is going to be for the sign of Pisces, and that is about it for all the 12 signs for this month of November 2020. I'll see you again very soon in a new video. Till then, take care and God bless.